And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto, episode 545. Today is Friday, February 14th. Happy Sweeties Day and happy Valentine's Day. For those in the Midwest, Detroit, and Chicago know I'm talking about Happy Sweeties Day. For those who don't know, in the Midwest, the ladies like to appreciate the men, so it's called Sweeties Day around this time of the year where they hook up the fellas as well. But no, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And of course, we have a lot of great stories for you today. I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday. Top story of the day: U.S. Department of Justice calls Bitcoin mixing a crime and arrest of software developer. U.S. intelligence community sees crypto as a threat to the greenback. Ledger reignites Trezor beef with dishonest report on crypto wallet hardware. And Steam it to shift its proprietary blockchain and token to Tron network. What's going on, Rashid L, Christopher Ladd, Shannon Allen? That's right. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and check out the prices on the day. It is green. And people, this may officially be the start of the bull market, not just because the prices are soaring, but also because of some of the things that are coming out from the United States. And we'll talk more about that. But we know whenever the FUD articles start, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, those bad news articles about Bitcoin and crypto, whenever those start rolling out, that is because the price is going up. But of course, today, like I said, the price for Bitcoin, $10,304, up 1.10%. Ethereum, $279, up 4.98%. Ripple is soaring. And I tell you, people, listen, kept saying it's a tradable asset. All right. I remember when it dropped back down to 19, 20 cents, people were talking about the buy-ins then. When I considered buying some, I'll say that. And if you bought in during that time, I mean, it's you're sitting pretty. And again, depending on how much you bought, this will actually be a time for some people to take some off the top. Again, you don't need these big 100% swings every time. Do I think it's going to continue to go up? Yes, but at the same time, be leery that this market turns around and next 24 hours, this thing can dip right back down to 20 cents. But again, as we keep talking about, Ripple has been in the news lately. I keep saying it over and over again. It's still a tradable asset, whether you believe in it or not. And again, this goes to show, I think within the last month and a half, it's went up again from about 19 to 20 cents to 33 cents today, which is one of the highest I've seen as recently. Bitcoin Cash, $494, up 6%. EOS, $5.34, up 1.67%. Litecoin, $81, up 1.58%. And of course, someone I would definitely want to talk about today. Where are we? It's all, as you see, everything's in the green. Everything's in the green. There go. Dogecoin is still there. Qtum, Decred, Lisk. Who was it? I cannot find it right now. I can't find it what I'm thinking of. But we'll get back to it. I know Tron, of course, is up 10.85%. That's probably who I was thinking of on the news of Steam it partnering with them as well. So again, everything's in the green. There's some big pumps, but again, if you're a trader, this is the time to actually put those buy and sell orders in, because you can't expect a dip over the weekend before another big pump, hopefully next week. So we'll continue to see what happens. What's going on, Harold George, Mark Cooper, Canadian Official, Mipster Gibson Sr. Hello. All right, top story of the day: U.S. Department of Justice calls Bitcoin mixing a crime and arrest of software developer. People, huge news coming out right here. This story is basically the foundation of creating a digital dollar for the United States, one that they truly own and can control. This story is the basis for it. It looks like Larry Harmon was arrested earlier this week for allegedly participating in a money laundering conspiracy worth more than $300 million in cryptocurrency involving darknet marketplace Alphabet. However, the family of the Coin Ninja CEO claims he was never involved with Alphabet. First and foremost, we already saw how the government did. I can't think of his name right now. Of course, his mom, Lynn, is going around. Ross Ulbricht. We already saw how the government did Ross Ulbricht as far as giving him 2 double life sentences for software and for being on the dark web, essentially, right? For creating a website where illicit transactions were happening. And we've already saw the government's how they already treat cryptocurrency, dark web, and everything in general. They don't like it. They want to get away from it. But again, it's also one of those things where double-edged sword, the government keeps saying no privacy, everything public and transparent, or at least for us, the citizens, not for them. And they keep complaining that, hey, with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we can't find all these criminals who are money laundering and all that. Again, it's a lie. whether this person did it or not, it goes to show that the government can still find criminals. So first, I just want to point that out. The government keeps saying that, hey, all this crypto stuff is bad because these criminals are doing it. It is a lie. Good old-fashioned police work continues to help them catch criminals, as we're seeing in this case, if it's even true, right? Which, again, we know that the government will do some shady stuff in this part of the world, in this part of the industry, and get away with it. It looks like Harmon's case raises pressing questions about developer liability in the crypto industry. In addition to the crypto media site CoinNinja, Harmon created the Bitcoin mixer Helix, which sends transactions out in mixed batches so individual payments are harder to trace. In its indictment, Department of Justice prosecutors refer to Helix as a money transmitting and money laundering business. I can't believe this. My head's about to explode. For those who understand technical terms, a developer, a computer software developer, created a software available to anyone where they could use this software and they could throw their Bitcoin in it and it'll mix it around and it'll give you some more, right? So that way you don't know where the Bitcoin came from, who's using it. It's anonymous. And that's actually one of the main reasons for Bitcoin. As Andreas Antonopoulos said, the only flawed part of Bitcoin is that it did not already come with a private feature, an anonymous feature to it. That's something that has to be added. But the primary reason of Bitcoin was to get away from government and government money and to have control of your own money and have transparency and all this good stuff. But privacy is a right of citizens. I'm not sure why the government, well, actually, I do know why. But the government keeps trying to take away privacy from citizens and give it to the government when, in fact, the government, the people we pay, are supposed to be public and citizens are private. So the fact that he made a software, and you remember Bitcoin was just fake money 2 or 3 years ago. So he essentially made a software to allow you to throw fake money into it and get more fake money back out of it that you don't know where it came from, right? Well, now, according to the Department of Justice, that is not only illegal, but it's also being considered as a money transmitting and money laundering business. Again, I can't believe this. They're saying Helix enabled customers for a fee to send Bitcoins to designated recipients in a manner which was designed to conceal and obfuscate the source or owner of the Bitcoins. The indictment continues, this type of service is commonly referred to as a Bitcoin mixer or tumbler. In a statement Thursday, Justice Department Assistant Attorney General Brian Benkowski made the department's view on Bitcoin mixers clear. This indictment underscores that seeking to obscure virtual currency transactions in this way is a crime, he says. Again, I say this every week because it happens every week. Says who? Like literally, says who? The majority of the United States population, like over 99% people, and this is anecdotal guess, but I just feel it, right? Over 99% of the American population has no clue what a Bitcoin mixer is or a Bitcoin tumbler. They have no clue what it is. So I know no one voted on this. So again, as I keep telling you all, Wednesday and Friday nights, it never fails. They come up with new laws and rules, and then you have to abide by the following day. This one came out Thursday morning, so that means Wednesday nights they put their heads together again and said again, obscuring virtual currency transactions in this way is a crime. 2016, the government didn't really know what Bitcoin was. There weren't many laws around it. There weren't any regulations around it. 2020, if you guys mix or tumble Bitcoin, it is now a crime. And it's the same as money laundering and money transmitting. Crazy. This is crazy. Again, they came up with this overnight. There was no vote. There was no due diligence to it. This was just the government saying, what? We can't figure out who Bitcoin is whose? Well, let's just make the whole thing illegal to go ahead and tumble it. It's okay, people. This is another reason why you should be using Monero and Zcash and some of these other privacy-related coins, like the one we host. We're ambassadors here on our channel. Cryptic Coin as well. They have a privacy feature that works very well. But this is why you have to start using privacy coins. This is crazy. I can't believe this is a real story right now. And I can't believe they actually indicted a software developer over software they made to conceal or mix a fake money source that no one even believed in until it was worth something. So again, this is why people are losing. You know, our next story is going to talk about the value of the dollar, what happens in the black swan event, the dollar goes down. People aren't losing faith in the United States because of maybe the dollar going down with the military, as crazy things we do over there. No, people are losing faith in the government because of things like this. This is not a government here for innovators and for our own people, and especially in the technology realm, where you're coming back saying that oh, even though you created software, you didn't really do nothing illegal. I mean, we're not arresting all these rapists and all that. I mean, Epstein didn't kill himself, right? We're not doing any of this. We're not going after JP Morgan Chase's $1 billion cocaine shipment they had come in. But we're going to go after a software developer who makes a program to mix and tumble Bitcoin. Well, here's the biggest flaw with the government and their way of thinking. Some of this information is open source, which means anyone who knows how to use the internet can pick it up and run with it. They can pick it up and continue to build on it. So unless they're going to just keep arresting people left and right for creating more software to mix Bitcoin, or they might even start arresting cryptocurrency developers like, oh, you made a privacy coin? Who told you can do that, right? This is a bad step in the wrong direction. It's setting a precedent. If a judge decides to go along with this and they say that, yes, obscuring virtual currency is wrong, not only would people who develop mixers be liable to be placed in prison, but also those who use, again, these privacy coins. Or you're using Cryptocoin, using Monero or whatever. You're using all these little privacy coins where you guys are just as much as fault because we don't know if you're money laundering that, or we don't know you're transmitting that money. They can use these same arguments. So again, as I say almost on a daily basis now, as much as I hate saying it or going toward this direction, like you have to get away from these regulators and the governments because this is what people call kangaroo courts. It's fake news, fake news, fake news. And it's terrible to see this is happening. Again, they're going after software developers now, people. So make sure you're on the lookout. What's going on, Matto Crypto? U.S. intelligence community sees crypto as a threat to the greenback. That's right. And if you haven't done your history lesson, do you know who pays the U.S. intelligence community? Check on the street with a wall in New York, all right? But anyway, the United States Intelligence Committee is seeking a researcher to model risk scenarios for how and why the dollar could lose its global supremacy and how best to respond. This role was advertised on February 14th by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI. Here you can see the job listing as well as a link for anybody who might have a doctorate. I'll put this in a link. They have some very stringent, they want some very stringent, what's the word I'm looking for? Qualifications for this. Again, this is the reference code you can see here. Organization, Office of Director of National Intelligence. Tells you how to apply. You need to go to Zintellect to actually apply. It tells you the description, research topic description, including the problem statement as well. And again, the qualifications, they want you to make sure you have a PhD in a relevant field. You must be already associated with accredited United States University, college, or U.S. government laboratory. And you may only receive one award from the IC Postdoctoral Research Fellowship Program. Again, you can see some of these disciplines. They want communications and graphics design. You got computer sciences here, engineering. I'm not sure why there's environmental and marine sciences on here. Like anybody with PhD is just applying, huh? Again, life, health, and medical sciences. I got 47 people looking at it from that. I'm not sure why that's there either. Physics, not sure again. Social and behavioral sciences. Okay, that's fair. Mathematics and statistics. I mean, there's only 11 of them. I feel like the mathematics, statistics, and computer science part should have the most, including the social and behavior sciences. But you can see some of the people who are looking at this job. And again, it looks like the successful candidate will be tasked with evaluating threats to the dollar status as a world reserve currency, most notably cryptocurrencies and the rise of major new economies such as China and India. Candidates have until February 28th to apply for the role, which forms part of an intelligence community postdoctoral research fellowship program funded by the ODNI. And again, you will actually be reporting, it looks like just a few people away from the president. And as this article goes on to ask, is the greenback's dominance evergreen? So this whole article is about, hey, what's going to happen basically if cryptocurrency overcomes the greenback, the American dollar? Here's the thing, they want to do all this research, getting people with doctorates and all. I can give it to you all right now that this is simple. Nothing really is going to happen because our power is not coming from the United States dollar as much as people really want to believe that. I mean, that our own government has us fooled, right? For one, the dollar is coming from a private company, the Federal Reserve. So if we stop using it, the private company will probably go out of business, not the whole country. Like, it's crazy that this is even a thing they're hiring someone for. Like, people can't wrap their head around it. Let's say the dollar drops to zero. You still have 330 million people on a piece of land. People have internet and computers. It doesn't matter. We'll start trading marbles. Like, we'll figure out the next thing to use as places of value. So it's crazy how we still keep going back to, well, the dollar goes down, then what's going to happen to the United States? Nothing's going to happen to us. Something's going to happen to one company and a bunch of dirty, corrupt politicians. All right, nothing's going to happen to the rest of us. The world will not end. If anything, we might take a step back for 5 or 6 months until our technology does upgrade. We'll go back to just say, hey, I got this thing of milk, I got some chickens, I got eggs. We'll barter, but the world will not stop spinning because the United States dollar, which was just taking off the gold standard in the 70s, ceases to exist. So let's put that out there first. The fact that this is a conversation we're actually hiring people is a waste of taxpayer money, like we always do. The second thing is our power, as I was kind of mentioning, doesn't come from the dollar. It comes from the military and the militarized police force we have, all right? We dropped a nuclear bomb on a country before. People, that is where our power is coming from, not from the dollar. It's the fact that other countries know that we will actually drop bombs on them without hesitation, and we will invade them with our military or defend ourselves from them by invading them with our military. However you want to look at it, it doesn't come from the greenback, all right? It comes from the military and from our police force. So again, this is crazy to see, but this is a great article to see also, because this is what's making me believe that we are about to fully enter this bull cycle, and it might be parabolic. It's because you have the U.S. Intelligence Committee actually considering we have to have a plan together if this dollar stops working or if it isn't the main thing anymore. The fact that they're hiring for this. This isn't just some FUD article to scare people. They are hiring another position in the government from this, who will be 4 or 5 people away from the president, right? So this is a real thing. I think this is a great news story to see for the cryptocurrency community. For the United States, I think as citizens shouldn't worry about it. This is stuff that basically other billionaires are worried about, and the Federal Reserve, the organization that prints these fake dollars, worry about. But if you're an actual just regular person, like, by the time if it does happen where, hey, you know, our dollar is dropping fast, if you want proof of it, look at the price of Bitcoin. That's what we keep saying. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin has not changed. The price in regards to dollar, or how many dollars it takes to buy Bitcoin, has changed. 1 Bitcoin has been 1 Bitcoin since it started. It just so happens today it costs $10,400 to buy Bitcoin. Tomorrow it might cost $12,000. The next day it might cost $9,000. That isn't the price or value of Bitcoin changing. That is the price and value of the dollar changing. So the dollar's already in trouble. But again, I think this is a great news story to see this. The fact that ODNI, they're taking it serious. It looks like the government's taking it serious. And even though the government doesn't want to talk about cryptocurrency, these are articles, these are hiring things that lets me know that it's actually a conversation happening behind closed doors. You can see here, it looks like, let's see, quote was saying, if the U.S. dollar loses its status, national security advantages disappear, leaving the U.S. vulnerable. This project could allow the national security community to prepare for and prevent this economic crisis. People, again, the world will not stop spinning. The world was spinning and using trade value before the United States. The world will keep spinning and using trade value long after the United States. No one's going to stop using money in whatever form it is, okay? It just so happens that this next new form of money is digital. The United States, because of articles like the last one where they're arresting software developers, have been not only hesitant but resistant to change and adapting. And that is, of course, because you have bankers who are basically running the government in the Federal Reserve, private people running the government and running the military instead of actual citizens doing it. So again, there's nothing to worry about. This is something that's just going to affect a very small percent of the country. And if this does happen, as we said before, when this crypto journey first started, the biggest transition of wealth will happen through cryptocurrency, and we'll actually see it. It looks like this is a thing to consider now. People used to say that's never going to happen, it's unbelievable. Well, it looks like the United States are preparing for that transfer of wealth to actually happen. So we'll see what happens there. What's going on with Dexter Hans Sr.? Captain James T. Crypto said the U.S. government is lame when it comes to innovation because they all have gray hair and they're afraid of change. I saw somebody mention that earlier. I've told people time and time again, honestly, if you're personally, if you're over the age of 60 to me in government, you shouldn't be in it right now. If you're over the age of 60 in government, and this isn't like an ageism thing or something, you know, but by and large, most of those people aren't even using the new things. Like they're not what's the word I'm looking for? They're not in touch. They're not in touch, right? These are the same people. You got to remember, a lot of these people in government, especially the ones over the age of 60, they didn't even want to use email. Like, they did not want to use email. But you want me to believe now they're adopting some of these newer technologies on the internet, some of these newer ways to do things, especially when it comes to finance. I'm not believing it. I'm just not believing it. And I truly believe they probably should not be in government. And that's only because a large part of the population that they represent aren't actually doing things to innovate right now. I mean, but we talk about the boomers and stuff. I mean, it's time for them to retire. Some are retiring, and there's no knock, but your time has come and it's gone. It's over. So, I mean, it's something we might want to pay attention to now. I'm just throwing that out there. Harold George said, I wonder if they think oligarchs like Bloomberg, who openly buys influence, are as much as a threat. Democratizing money sounds good to me. Of course not, people. Listen, I just talk this talk to have some fun with it. If you don't know how the government play the game by now, then this is your own fault. It's all about money, people. It's all about money. You get yourself 100 million up plus, you can start to see the actual benefits of a lot of these systemic things our government does. What's going on, Mark Cooper? All right. Hope I don't lose anybody with the over 60 crowd. I love y'all. Listen, I just want y'all to relax so we can take care of you. You don't need to work no more. This is for us. We got it. All right. Ledger reignites Trezor beef with dishonest report on crypto wallet hardware. That's right. Cryptocurrency hardware wallet manufacturer Ledger has reignited an old feud with competitor Trezor in a blog post dated February 13, highlighting the claimed benefits of its internal secure element chips. Trezor co-founder and CEO of Satoshi Labs, Marek Palentinus, hit straight back in a tweet accusing the post of being dishonest and not telling the whole story. It looks like a non-disclosure agreement for secure elements chip vendors prevents wallet manufacturers from discussing security issues. According to the tweet, Trezor is using non-NDA chips so we can be fully transparent and act in your best interest. Again, this is Ledger and Trezor. For those who don't know, these are the two biggest hardware wallets for cryptocurrency, places to keep your crypto safe and hidden. And nonstop, they've been going back and forth saying, hey, you can crack these guys, you can crack these guys. Their technology is whack, theirs is whack. And this is another step in the process. It looks like this NDA thing I did not know about. Now, this is very interesting. That they're saying that with some of the technology around their secure chips, you can't actually tell people what they can and can't secure. Normally, that wouldn't be a big deal, but it's looking like that the claim from Ledger, at least, is saying that the MCUs are being found in Trezor wallets, which are microcontroller units, safe memory chips, and its own secure elements. That's what Trezor is using. And they're saying that these were intended for general devices such as microwaves and TV remotes and had no embedded countermeasures against physical security attacks. It's stating that safe memory chips used in certain other manufacturers' hardware wallets were not third-party tested and were vulnerable to side channel attacks as the private keys were passed to the MCU. So this is a big deal, right? This is a very big deal for Trezor if this is found out to be true. But one of the things you got to think about, whether you're using a Trezor or a Ledger, these hardware wallets, the first step for anybody getting these wallets is actually getting the wallet itself, getting the physical hardware wallet before they can even crack it, right? So we're getting at least close enough to it so they can use some type of Wi-Fi technology or turn it on somehow, right? But by and large, you're pretty safe from this. Again, this is if someone can actually find your Ledger or Trezor, depending on which ones were vulnerable, that's what you need to worry about. But I mean, a lot of people are locking these things up in bank safes, or they're hiding them, or putting it in their own personal safes at home, or for the most part, people don't even know they have it, right? So while this is one of those scary stories, if it's true, even if it is true, let's say this is true that hey, the MCUs that they're found isn't good and against physical. They even say against physical security attacks. A person would physically need to know you have Bitcoin. They would need to know where your treasure is at, and they would need to know actually how to get their hands on it and have enough time to do all this. So I don't think this is a big issue. I do think this is a bit of a FUD piece from Ledger, which I understand these two businesses have been battling back and forth. But again, by and large, unless your business is all the way out there and everybody knows you keep your Ledger and your treasures and this part of your drawer and stuff, this will still be a complicated process to get someone's crypto. Like For example, I know you have you have millions of dollars in crypto. I break into your house. I finally find your hardware wallet. Then I had to actually hack into it. People, that's a lot of steps. It takes a lot of time. And I highly doubt someone with a lot of money on their crypto wallet, let's say you are using Trezor, you got $100,000 or something on there. I highly doubt you're just leaving that out on your in your middle of your bed under your pillow or something, or somebody can just walk in and make this a 5-minute job, right? I don't see it being that easy. So possibly true. Again, I know Trezor is going to come out with some more news on this. They're saying by the end of 2020, they can talk. Look, Palatine has promised to talk more about the implications of NDAs to end user security at the Bitcoin 2020 conference in March. And then again, I'm sure as we hear more about this story, we'll get more news. But the bottom line is, unless you're basically walking a robber into your ledger, this would be pretty difficult to do still. I mean, does it make it easier, or does it make ledger more resistant to vulnerabilities and exploits? Possibly, if it's true. But even then, still, it will take a lot to hack one of these things, people. Cryptonomics, what's going on? Said Trezor is overpriced. It probably is now, but it used to be actually a pretty good price point on it. But that, I got mine before the whole boom in 2017, so I'm not sure what the price is these days. Let's see. Sultan Shakir said, "Where's Bitcoin Zay? I haven't been watching you guys much lately." Bitcoin Zay was on yesterday. He's on the East Coast continuing his book tour. Captain James C. Crypto said, "Shout out to paper wallet. Still one of the safest storage options." That's very true. You can use a paper wallet, people. Print it out. At Bitcoin Jake 09 said, "I like to make my own paper wallets." Cryptonomics said, "Ledger has been garbage." Shadow the music artist, what's going on? Cryptonomics said, KeepKey is, in my opinion, is the best cold storage device. Never had any issues since launch. KeepKey is good. And also I know, I can't think of the name. Bitcoins, they did a video on it. The basically like the USB sticks, those are pretty good as well. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Shadow, the music artist, said the U.S. criminalizes crypto. I'm not surprised. Exactly. I mean, honestly, if you really know how the government moves, none of the stories I put out about the government are surprising, nor do I like to be negative all the time. It's actually pretty funny to me that it happens, because it just kind of goes to show the apathy in our nation right now, where this stuff is allowed to happen, where a government can wake up on a Thursday morning and say, "Hey, guess what? We got a new law for everybody." And everybody's like, "All right, I guess this is what it is." So not surprising to me. Sultan Shakir said, "Where can people buy crypto for cash? Local Bitcoin used to be the place. Where now?" Hit some people up in the chat box right now and ask them, Sultan. Cryptonomics said, "I hear Trump is trying to put secret SVC's task force in place." I'm not sure about that, but whenever it comes to any government spying, it's not a Trump issue. It's not a Bush, a Barack issue, or Clinton. As I keep telling people this all the time. Most of these presidents, while they will have some wiggle room with some, maybe I will almost call them evergreen policies, that will help their local constituents and stuff. By and large, the government has a game plan that no matter who the president is, they're going to follow. And that includes international. I mean, think about the geopolitics and international things we do. Nothing has changed for forever, people. So yeah, whether it's Trump or somebody else, people, if you can put secret whatever. I mean, we're arresting people for making Bitcoin mixers. Of course, we're going to try to put secret chips and secret things in computers. We're trying to hack networks. Of course, that is what they do. And the worst part of all that is we pay them to do it. That's the real funny part. All right, last but certainly not least, Steemit to shift its proprietary blockchain token to the Tron network. That is why you're seeing that big 10.85% boost on the Tron side of things today. The Tron Foundation, a cryptocurrency firm that is known for hyping its long ledger partnerships, appears to have entered a particularly important one today. Looks like Tron just partnered with Steemit, a major blockchain-based blogging and social networking website, to provide its network for Steemit services. This is huge news. As we know, Steem had been one of the top cryptos back in 2016. They're in the top 10. They were doing really well as far as beginning of 2017. I know they're doing really well as far as getting their not only their price up, but more people actually using the Steem platform. I know Steem actually took a big hit after the BitConnect thing, because I know people like Bitcoin Trade was on there. A few other people were on Steem pretty tough, and they were promoting BitConnect. So after BitConnect went down, a lot of people kind of moved off Steem as well. And then, of course, we had the 2-year bear market. And Steem has pretty much been suffering since. Looks like Tron Foundation will work with the firm to move Steem and other Steem blockchain-based decentralized applications to the Tron blockchain. The firm shared with the announcement of Cointelegraph today on February 14. The partnership also includes the shift of old Steam token to a new Steam token based on the Tron blockchain. Following the news, Steam tokens surged almost 26% over a 24-hour as of press time. TRX has also edged up notably, as I told you earlier, with a 10.85% gain. Now, this is the weird thing to me of why the Steam token went up 26%. This is what people talk about dumb money. And it looks like we're headed that way, which is another indicator of a big parabolic bull cycle. The Steam token, even though it just got moved over to Tron, there's no reason for it to surge 26%. You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing fundamentally or really technically has happened different with the project in 24 hours. Wow, they joined Tron. Tron has been partnering with everyone they can under the sun. And no pun intended, Justin Sun, of course. So this kind of shows that this is dumb money, and there are people who do not know what they're doing in the space. Now, don't get me wrong. Can this be the thing that Steam needs to actually get pumped off the ground? This little, this little surge here. Yes, it could also allow it to keep surging. But as far as fundamentally, there was no reason for it to happen. They haven't improved anything. They didn't do anything different. They literally just switched their blockchain and switched their token from a dead blockchain to one that isn't as dead, only because of all the marketing efforts. So not sure why it pumped 26%. But I mean, it kind of goes to show the market, people. Whenever in this market you hear the word partnership, doesn't matter with who. You can have Bitcoin SV partnering with Bitcoin Gold and Platinum today. One of those are going to pump because people are going to be like, did you not hear about all these Bitcoin partnerships? It's just one of those things. The partnerships in the space, it goes crazy. I mean, to me, this is actually a scary thing too. When you see things surge like this, 26%, this is how we had 2017. And of course, after 2017, we had 2018, 19, which were not good years for crypto. So I would be leery about this stuff. If you haven't already bought in, you might be too late on it. But just because something gets swapped or becomes a partnership, it doesn't mean it should pump. It doesn't mean the price, you should start buying it or something. Again, that kind of shows the immaturity of the market. And unfortunately, it's another reason why regulators are coming in and people are calling for regulations because of moves like this. Oh, you partner with a dead coin or a project that's kind of, I won't say dead because I actually like Steam, but you partner with a project that has been very sluggish the last couple of years. Oh, I guess it's worth 26% more than it was yesterday. Like, no, people, that's insane. But regardless, good job for Steam. I'm glad to see you guys partner up with Justin Sun and Tron. That's actually a good thing on it. What I'm assuming the investment would come from, what I'm assuming an investor would look at and say, hey, you already have a good project. You already have the token. They have a platform. People use it. With Tron's marketing and Tron's and Justin Sun's resources and backing, hopefully this thing can come back to life and go to even greater places it's been. Now, if you're looking at it from that way, okay, I guess. I get it. Whatever. But just seeing how the market's been moving, even if that were the case, I don't see people hopping on Steam in the next 6 months to a year just like, oh, okay, I guess we're going back to this. This is the thing to do. I don't see it happening right now. I just don't. If it does happen, I think it's great news. It's definitely good for crypto. But I don't see it happening, people. Let's see. Last couple of comments real quick. Cryptonomics said it was in his new budget. He's moving secret SBC to the Treasury Department to clamp down on crypto and other things. Oh, okay, I got you. Shadow, the music artist, said the government is pushing for a centralized digital currency in opposition to decentralized crypto. I'm not doing that. I'll move to Africa before that. No, that's actually what it is, people. Everything that comes out about crypto is negative, blah, 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 blah. I mean, look, we just had granddaddy or daddy crypto John Carlo just leave to start a private company to start his own government cryptocurrency for the government. Of course, that's where they're headed, people. They probably gave him a nice little golden parachute to leave and start it as well. Cryptonomics says it's actually bullish news to me, the fact that they need government to monitor crypto. That's a good point too. Wow, great point. Cryptonomics said TRX Justin Sun said his own token is a shit coin. LOL. Tron is ghetto. That's why I love it, said Captain James C. Crypto. Shout out the music artist. Hilarious. Says Steam is back? Question mark. Exactly. That's my point. It's like Steam is back. Like, okay, that's news within itself. Oh, and by the way, it just went up 26%. This is why they're like, I'm telling you people, this is why regulators are coming to the market. Like, I get it. Maybe 5 to 10%. Okay, maybe 5 to 10% with that little thesis I just had that, hey, maybe this thing is back on its legs in a year or two. But 26%, that's the dumb money. That is the dumb money. And it's probably the same dumb money that put 26% into the Steam and then put a few more percent in the Ripple today. But whatever, I'm in, so hope you are. Good looking hunky said, guys. Come on. Good looking hunky is hilarious. What's going on, Mark Cooper? Cryptonomics said a lot of crap alts are pumping right now to do Bitcoin stalling a bit. People scared it's going back down, alts pump. That's actually true. Traditionally, people, whenever Bitcoin pumped, alts went down. Vice versa, whenever Bitcoin did not pump, alts actually went up. So we could be seeing how, historically how the trends used to go. Let's see. Especially the crappy alts, because there's less risk in putting money in the obscure ones during Bitcoin rallies. Well, that's one of the things I always tell people. When we keep running the running joke, even though it's true, and the reason why it's a running joke is because I've made money on it before. I'm trying to put people on game. But Bitbean, Redcoin, Dogecoin, some of those little coins where I remember somebody even mentioned Feathercoin or something, like they're all going to pump eventually, especially during these rallies. Cryptonomics is right. During Bitcoin rallies, crappy alts pump. Sometimes it just happens to do it. Usually it's by design. You get a lot of people in these pump and dump groups who try to pump it. So if you buy some of these crap coins that are worth way less than a penny, put $50, $100 in them, all you need to do at that point is put your sell order to where you feel comfortable at and let the rest do what it does, okay? Because I can almost guarantee you every crap coin out there will catch a pump and dump when the market is high. It's just a thing that you can't keep pumping and dumping the same crap coin, right? You have to jump from coin to coin. And usually these groups go through 2 or 3 different coins every day or every other day. I know some groups do a new coin every day. So that's literally 7 crap coins pumping a week, a month. You're getting 28 at the very low end, right? So 28 coins a month pumping. And you're telling me you can't find one just to park some money? I'm telling you, people, it happens. Last couple of quick comments. Let's see. Cryptonomics also said Africa is getting on crypto too. Yeah, I know Akon's doing Akon coin. I'm not sure about that one. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate it. Good looking hunky. Thanks for coming, checking in. Alts are going to pump at least 2 times in tank, and then Bitcoin's going to take off. That's a good prediction. Harold George said the crypto market is making the 10-year stock market bull run look weak. Of course, the government had to take a close look. That's really what it is more than anything. Is all these people in the traditional stock markets. Now you got to remember, Bitcoin's 11 years old. You had a full 10 years to do, okay, where did this thing start from? What, 13 cents? Where is it at today? 10,400. End of the discussion. Like literally end of the discussion. For those in the traditional market who did not get their hands on this, oh, come on. Could you imagine being already wealthy? You think you're the smartest person in the world. You get what you want all the time. And then to find out you missed something big. Oh, not me. I couldn't miss this big. Something's wrong. Like, no, somebody must have cheated. It must be illegal. Go after them. And that's what we're seeing now. These same people who are pissed that they missed the boat, regulators included, are now saying, hey, something must be wrong. This must be criminal. We need to go after these people. It's like, no, you all just don't understand 1 + 1 = 2. Technology is here to stay, just like the internet's here to stay. Crypto is as well. So it's good to see it. And of course, that is why they're trying to criminalize it. Let's see. Have you seen the cannabis market wreck and people clown on crypto? But same thing with the cannabis market. To be fair, that had a lot of government intervention as well. And same reasons. Instead of bankers, getting the government to do their dirty work, you have pharmaceutical companies getting the government to do their dirty work, which is why cannabis market has always been wrecked for the most part. And other than that, people, as we always say, thanks for watching. I think I got the last few comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure you have a great weekend. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Tell your girl or your guy to buy you some more Bitcoin instead of some chocolates. The same money they can spend on that little $20 box of chocolate and them cheap flowers, they can put that same $20 into some crypto coin worth less than a penny, and you guys can sit on it and then come back on the show in a few weeks or a few months and say, yo, you won't believe what just hit. So think about that. Other than that, as always, like I said, make sure you smash that like and share. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Some more crypto news. Cheers.